Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's Astrology Dice reading. I appreciate y'all for being here. If you're new, my name is Jeanette. Hello, hello. Okay, so I got my notes here. Um, yeah, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. We're going to list off all the aspects, obviously, talk astrology face to face, and I'll be rolling the dice here after that to get the reading. Now, if you want to skip ahead, feel free to do so. There's a link in the description box for your convenience, darlings. Okay? Okay, so we're capping off going from the 24th to the end of August, just wrapping it up all the way to the 31st so that next week we could start fresh. Okay? Happy birthday to my Virgo people. Gonna say it every time. Happy birthday. I hope you guys have a great season. I hope we all have a great Virgo season. I'm already feeling the energy. Actually, I'm already starting to schedule and do all those things. It's really working out. I love it. Anyway, so we've been dealing with this theme lately of like chaos, transformation. These last couple of weeks been a little hectic, and there's been some really hard placements and aspects. But I feel like the dust is settling this week. I feel like from all of that chaos came a transformation. It came some growth. And now the dust is settling and we begin to solidify here into a balance. And we've needed this so bad. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and list all of the aspects first. And then we're going to talk about it basically collectively because I feel like this week there's kind of an ongoing sort of theme here. Okay, so the 24th, we've got Vesta entering Virgo. That actually goes until September 22nd. On the 26th, we have Ceres going direct in Capricorn. Finally, that has been retrograde since May 15th. May 15th. Okay, the 28th, Mercury finally goes direct in Leo. And then capping off the end of the month, on the 29th, we have Venus going in Libra, going home to Libra. So what does this all mean? Okay, wow. I mean, first of all, a lot of feminine energy, a lot of beautiful, balancing, harmonizing, creative energies, right? With Vesta entering Virgo, it feels like we have this new, like, we find it within ourselves. I don't want to say it's new. Like our spark has always been there, our desire, our inner self, our flame. You know what I mean? All that feminine creation fire energy that comes with Vesta. It's um it's now being placed in Virgo, meaning we've always had that. We've always but we haven't always felt it. And now we're finally like, oh, yeah, there's the power. Yes, I care now. And then we start caring about our discipline of self, and we start caring about um tempering ourselves and taking things a little easier and slower, a little more self-care, a little more nurturing for others as well. And then with Sirius hitting the scene, both of these are asteroids, by the way, Sirius and Vesta. Um, when Sirius hits direct, it's like it's all about motherly, nurturing, creation, feminine, resources, a lot of like almost like Empress sort of energy in Sirius, right? And so finally going direct, it's just these two are really playing off of each other in such a beautiful, harmonizing way. We start caring about ourself, our viewpoints, but we also have that passion to put it into action to create something that's going to produce, you know, for everyone, because it takes care of everyone. It has like a for the greater good sort of feeling. It's kind of beautiful. It's very harmonizing. It's really cute. I love it. Anyway, and oh yes, and another thing about Sirius going direct in Capricorn. For my cardinal signs, since May 15th, you might have been feeling a little bit more pressure. I mean, we're all feeling pressure with Mercury retrograde and everything else, but my cardinal signs, you probably are feeling it a lot. So Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, and Aries. All right, but I feel likewise, you may have had the most pressure. Likewise, you're going to maybe feel the most relief here as well. Um, I feel I feel the dust settles quicker for you uh, because you've done this. It was extra hard for you. You did extra review, extra depth, and discovery of emotion in these last few weeks to I almost want to say few months. Interesting. Well, yeah, absolutely. A few months. Thank you, Spirit. These last few months to really grow into something that's beautiful now. So, where you're going to be in this week, it's like we can all take a breath of fresh air, but you guys like kick up your feet. You've been through it, you know? Mutable signs too, but specifically for my cardinals because it's been since May. It's been a really long time. You feel me? So that you've been feeling this pinch or this strain in particular. And now relief. Relief for all of us. Especially on the 28th when Mercury finally goes direct too. Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't know about you. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Because for me, that was not fun. That was not a fun retrograde. How did you survive retrograde? Don't ask me how I did it. I just did it. It was hard. Yeah, that was the energy. But anyway, but finally direct. So better communication, things ease up, things just get easier. Slowly over time, there's like a post shadow. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to focus on that. We're focusing on the positive here. We are beginning to ease up. Then at the end of the month, on the 29th, Venus goes home in Libra. Now, obviously, Venus is the ruling planet over Libra. So there's again more harmony, more balance, more solidification. And I want to say, with it being in Libra, obviously in Venus, there's not only a lot of art, beauty, and aesthetic, and like poetic joy and love in that as well, but there's specifically with partnerships and relationships here, okay? So I heard trickle down theory. So it literally is. Thank you, Spirit. It's a trickle down theory. Starts with me as an individual, how I feel about myself, how I treat those that I love, how they feel about my love and themselves. And then it's a trickle down. It carries through to everyone. So this is really like beautifying. It really is a perfect way to cap off the month because a lot of us may be beautifying our homes from this. There's like with this trickle down theory, it's kind of like, and it starts within us this passion for creation, for something better, for something um, more, something more tangible, something more practical that is also so much more peace inducing and calming. It feels, like I am loving the energy of this week. Okay, so a lot of us might be like beautifying our homes, transforming our outer um, environments because we've changed on the inside, right? And it might be drastic for some and it might be very minor feeling for others, but I feel it is a collective theme. So this week, again, let's just to encapsulate this whole energy, creation. Feminism, feminine. I don't want to say feminism. Oy, that sounds bad. Feminine energy. There you go. I don't like that term anymore. Forgive me, I don't like that term anymore. Um, but yes, very beautiful creation, feminine, nurturing energy, balancing and creating harmony after we've been through such chaos, you guys. This is very much like giving birth. This is like the dam breaking. Finally, we get some relief. Um, yeah, it's very much like that. It's very much like labor pains are done. Now we can solidify into a new routine with our brand new creation, our brand new views, our brand new version of self, and all of those beautiful things that often I think get ignored, honestly, on a day to day. But there might here be some pull to finally acknowledge that within you. How much have you grown? Are you beautifying your outside? Maybe you should. Maybe you should pick up a paintbrush, Um, create something this week, something that brings you peace or calms your environment. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the astrology portion. I kind of kept it condensed and simple. I hope it made sense for y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and roll these dice. And anything else? Yep. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for our actual dice reading here. Let's bust it out. It's time. Let's clear these out. We're going to start, as always, with our alphabet dice. And feel free to write me if you have any questions. Please leave a comment if you want to know what exactly we're looking at here. I'd be happy to let you guys know. But for now, let's just jump in here. Gonna go ahead and roll this bad boy 3 times. Gonna see if we could get any words or phrases, out of these letters, any vibes out of these letters. The letters could pertain to you as an individual on an individual level or us as a collective. So let's see what we have. Last week we got leg, which was really interesting. I did hear about a couple people having some leg issues. I myself was bumping my knees all week last week. So let me know in the comments below if you were in that boat. I hope not. This week, let's see what we have. We have C, D, M, C, D, M, C, D, M. That sounds like some sort of like qualification or some sort of like licensing or something. C, D, M. All right, I don't make any words out of it, although command is coming out for me. I am feeling that combination making the word command. Anyway, let me know if those letters resonate for you. I do resonate with letter C actually on an individual level. So that's kind of cool. But let me know if it hits you guys. Okay. All right, guys, let's jump in and get our reading. Let's see what we got. Spirit Center says August 24th. Is it 31st? What message do you have for collective? Whoa. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Hold your horses. Okay, we got 7th house. We got Taurus here. We got North Node energy, but hold on, hold up. We are all clumped in. We are all clumped up here. We're touching the High Priestess, the Empress, and the Emperor. Oh my gosh, there's a little bit of void, so a little bit of the unknown here coming in with the Taurus energy. Our 7th house. That's pretty, I want to say, just straight up. This so rarely happens, but I just want to say 8. 8 of Swords. Yeah, definitely. Sorry guys, that took a minute. I gotta analyze this, but it's literally right between the 7 and the 9, landing perfectly. The divot, the edge is right on the 8. So that's what, yeah, normally we get 2 energies out of that. But I'm going straight up with that 8 of Swords. Okay. 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 Well, okay, there's definitely a progression here. Progression of intuitions, a status of wealth, of nurturing abilities, abundance, right? Coming from this. Oh shit. Call out the energies. Thank you, Spirit. Let's call out this. Woohoo! That is a crazy roll. Okay, let's call out these energies before I get ahead of myself, which I know I will. If I don't just pause here before we get started. Obviously, we got Taurus on the table, and we've got the 7th house, which is Libra energy. Goodness, Taurus and Libra also so very close to this Empress, also sharing the Empress energy, ruled by Venus. Feeling Scorpio here, and obviously Aries with the Emperor. So High Priestess and Emperor there. What a roll. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay, we're looking at North Node here. North Node is about where we're going, where we're headed. It's about destiny. It's about faith. It's about coming into an alignment with our destiny. Oh, I heard timeline, and with a proper timeline. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. the intuition here, feminine energy is coming into play, but also the balance of the masculine. You need both. We're aiming for balance this week, right? We're headed into settling into a flavor of balance, a notion of balance. Say, gosh, my words, you know what I mean? In a regiment of balance here. And that includes the masculine and the feminine. So, also we have motherly and fatherly energy here. We have personal intuition. So this is with the high priestess. Obviously, it's divine feminine energy with the high priestess, but everybody has that divine feminine energy. Everybody has intuition. So we have almost this feeling of masculine, feminine, and the individual and the balance of the two in the individual as well. And the notion of balance, harmony, obviously this is something we've been talking about here, and we're dealing with our 7th house. This is all taking place in our 7th house. Partnerships, possible romance, relationships, connections with others, deep soulmate connections with others, I want to say. Whew. But landing on the 8 here of Swords, 8 of Swords is about entrapment. It's about fear. It's about personal encasement. So somebody here or us as a collective, we may be feeling and thinking that we're far off of our mission or that we're being kept apart from each other in some sort of fashion or way. But if we listen to our individual intuitions, we might be able to see that that's not exactly true. There's something about shared resources with the Taurus energy. Taurus energy, 2nd house energy, is all about those personal resources, personal identities as well coming into play. That's where you stand, how you look, how you act, what you I wanted to say what you think, that's more the 3rd house. But this is more like where you were born, right? What status were you born into? How much money do you have? What are your aesthetics? How do you look? That kind of stuff. Motherly and fatherly energy. I'm getting confused child energy out of that as well with Taurus. Being, only 2nd house, kind of like a baby energy. Taurus is still learning of what's valuable within oneself and in the world. So this is really cool because it does have like a home dynamic feeling. Teenagers, I'm feeling teenagers or young children. So you could be dealing with young children this week, but there's definitely a need to balance all of these energies. And we are talking collective, and we are talking fate, destiny. What would happen if we don't listen to our intuitions? I wonder what path we would end up on. I wonder what timeline we would end up on. This is about heeding the call. Bridge the gap. I heard, thank you, Spirit. Bridge the gap. It's about heeding the call and bridging the gap. But home, family, individual, all of that, what does that do? One of that clump plus another clump plus another clump equals a community. You feel me? Does that make sense? It definitely has that energy of expansion from an individual into a collective. Right. And then that there's a lot of creation here. Obviously, again, here we're dealing with a lot of feminine energy. What is the Empress? The Empress is a creation energy. We were just talking about, it's like we gave birth, right? It's like here we are with the proof that we're giving birth to something that could potentially be so much more beautiful. It could head us into our destiny and our fate. Not only as a collective, right? But also within our individual partnerships and alliances. But we stop ourselves through thoughts, through our encasement, our entrapment of the mind, through our programming, through not wanting to break free. With that 8 of Swords, that's a very self-imposed. We're the ones that hold ourselves back. from getting along with people, from viewing ourselves a certain way, from counting our resources and looking at ourselves and our environments and our collective differently for abundance. There's also with the stern masculine energy of the Emperor. He gets shit done, bro. He gets shit done. A judge, a ruler, a boss, a father figure. And you've got the mother here. It takes two, baby. It takes two. So we can't reach our destiny without each other, first of all. But there's also a need for each of us as individuals to be strong of self, strong of intuition, strong of character, strong of value, strong of morality, strong of love, of relationships, of ability to give to each other. Because that's higher level shit, and that's what the Empress and the Emperor do. They produce. You see? There's also something here coming through, thank you, Spirit, about what is being produced in the darkness, right? We have our Taurus energy kissing the void ever so slightly, just enough. But what happens in the darkness sometimes, especially when we're talking collective, right? We can take this into the Emperor's status, sort of policy, regulation, restriction, community restriction, government, judge, judicial, that kind of shit. Government, rulers, what's happening in the dark that we don't as individuals see, that is affecting us, our homes, our families, us as individuals, our ability to lead, to prosper, to produce. And then it gets all up in our head, and then whoop, we stop ourselves. Ooh, but then we stop ourselves. I feel here it's about getting out of the mind. It's about really realizing what's valuable, what's important. I heard ego. Let the ego die. We're just looking at a board here. These energies can flip-flop, right? Just like the cards, they can come in reverse. Emperor in reverse is not a nice fellow. That is someone who doesn't do things for the greater good. It's someone who is selfish, doesn't take other people and their policies, how they affect other people into account. This is a ruthless ruler, someone who doesn't even have the guts to lead, that kind of stuff. When he comes in the reverse, he's selfish, or he cannot produce what he says he can produce. And proof is in the pudding. So all of these energies can flip-flop. So we got to be careful of, I wanted to say toxic masculinity, toxic femininity, how they play off of each other, and egos. Egos. Thank you, Spirit. We got to be careful of egos. When we hit back into ego energy, we go back into South Node. We go back into past. We go back into karma. We go back into where we've already been. Whereas now we're being asked to rise into where are we going? I feel like this has been a collective in these types of reads for a really long time. And here with the North Node, it's fate and it's destiny. It is fate, it is destiny, it is timeline. And it's about partnerships, alliances with each other, with ourselves, and with the collective as a whole. It affects our personal resources. For some, it affects self-esteem. It's time that we shake off the oppression of ourselves and are being so afraid. Like it's the oppression of ourselves because we're so afraid to look at what is binding us and finding out that it's ourselves, that we've believed what we've been told, that we've allowed ourselves to be stifled. When society says, well, you weren't born rich, so you don't mean diddly squat, you go, okay. We go, okay, you're right, I don't have say-so. And then you just kind of like me, I grew up thinking, oh, I'm poor, fuck it. That's what it is, I'm poor. And until I got into my 20s and started working, and I realized I'm not poor. Not anymore. But so it's very important we don't go back into that mindset, or we don't allow people to impress their shit upon us. You feel me? Change our identity, change our course, our path from what we know is right, just because they say so, or just because they say, hey, do you fall into this community standard guideline? Do you stand? Are you this thing? How shall we categorize you? And you go, don't. Like, it's about time now we say, don't. There's no point. Don't tell me what you think of me. Don't put me in a category. Don't call me poor. Don't call, you know what I mean? It's about how we view ourselves as well. You know, what have we told ourselves our whole life? What did our parents tell us our whole lives? What does society tell us? This is about getting over our past and going towards our fate, because it affects our stability. It affects what we produce. It affects how we get along. It is affecting everything from an individual all the way up to like every country, the entire world. It's globally. Thank you, Spirit. It's affecting each individual all the way up to a global level. It affects how we treat each other. It affects, you know what I mean? So it's about time we rise above and we go towards now our fate and our destiny to produce here something better. We just got to allow ourselves to break free from the encasement of the mind. What a great read. Yes, and it takes two: the balance of the masculine and the feminine, the divine of each. Absolutely. The divine of each, because you could have a toxicity of each as well, and neither one are healthy. We haven't seen divine masculine take hold, take reign. We've seen toxic masculinity, but I don't think we've ever seen the ruling of divine masculine energy. And we have definitely not ever seen divine feminine ruling energy either. Can you imagine if we could? Right? Let's get out of our minds and imagine if we could see something better. All right, guys, I really hope that helps. I'm going to wrap it up here because I could just keep blah, 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 blah. And I make these things long enough. I was trying to keep them around 10 minutes. That is not what is going on. So anyway, loves, I hope you got something out of it. Please give me a like, share, or comment, subscribe if you vibe, you guys. And if you enjoyed the reading, I really appreciate you, loves. And until I see you next time, peace, love, and light to you always, my friends.